Hi out there. Good to meet you on this platform. My name is James Komolafe from the School of Articulation and Behavioral Alignment Resources, also known as the SABA Resources. In SABA Resources, it's your one-stop behavioral hub for full expression, optimal productivity, even as you sound well in all situations and circumstances. The world is shutting down because COVID-19 pandemic is at work. Precautionary strategies are being taken, and despite that, in an attempt to stem the tide, nations of the world are shutting down, including Nigeria. And many people are out there wondering, wait a minute, how do we cope? 14 days, not going anywhere? The good news is that you are about to listen to how to cope bountifully and productively during isolation for these 14 days and more. You can bask, bounce, and build very strong vibrations during the isolation period. So you will learn what the isolation period is, what you need to do to cope, and certain strategies the SABA resources have put in place so that at the end of COVID-19, you will be sounder, louder, and clearer in everything that you do. When we talk about isolation, it has three components. One is protection. Second is prevention. And third is production. Very many people know about the first two. Even WHO has done so much in educating us what we need to do to prevent the coronavirus pandemic. But not too many people have told us about the production aspect of it. Our president, giving his broadcast recently, announcing the shutdown, told us of the two-step approach of government. One is preservation, and the other one is protection. That's from the government side. The people side is production during isolation. And that's why I'm here to tell you it is possible. Isolation becomes a bad strategy when the productive incentives are not realized. So your coping mechanism decides which way to take, whether to isolate just to reap the negative effect or to see what to possibly do to have the positive effect. Now, the negative effect of isolation could mean boredom, tiredness, lethargy, nervous breakdown, fear, weakened immune systems, depression, and exposure to other behavioral violations through triggers like idleness. Certain sickness could even resurface, and symptoms, excessive fat can result. All these are negatives that could be developed in the dark room of isolation for these 14 days. But the good news also is that there are the positive aspects of isolation where you can engage yourself in creative activities, exercises, emotions that will express your personality. You could learn online. You could do personal evaluation, meditate, connect with friends here and there. So more importantly, SABA resources have come up with a 10 key strategy to help you cope well, build skills, sharpen yourself, and to come up with an appropriate coping strategy that will make you strong. Now, don't do the wrong coping strategy, like drinking alcohol and taking excessive, unprescribed drugs, overeating, oversleeping. All of this will not help you. Venting anger and transferring negative emotions to people will not help you as well to cope well. So what do you need? We have created Coping Mechanism Assessment Test 101 by acronym CMAT 101, CMAT 101, which has the following highlights: a cross section to be able to help you check your level of preparedness during the lockdown. It will balance every form of lopsidedness and help you to destroy fear, intimidation. It will keep you confident and radiant. You'll be strong and calm, quiet, cool and calculated during the lockdown. Prevention, you know what, is better than cure till tomorrow. So the desperation that comes with COVID-19 isolation shutdown can be avoided. Can be a moment for personal overhaul. So what do you need to do to take the test? It will create family bonding. It will help you to know where to cross your T's and dot your I's so as to get result at the end of the day. So a form is being given you containing the assessment for Coping Mechanism Assessment Test 101. You can also download it through the prescribed means. Put your name on top, your WhatsApp telephone number, your occupation, and your age. This assessment calls for sincerity, objectivity, plainness. Please don't hide any fact, because we want to engage your thoughts, your feelings, emotions, and imaginations to set things in order for you during the period of isolation. So study the graph on top of the sheet as you have it in your hand. 1 is the lowest and 10 is the highest score. That same graph, 1 to 10, where 1 is dull and the highest 10 is perfect, is the same as 1 to 10 on the column through the exercise. So as you read each question, think for say 5 to 7 seconds and mind certainly what answers comes to your mind. If, for example, in question 1, your mind tells you you are dull, then that is 1. You take yourself in front of 1. And that's how you will think through the 10 questions and answer them one by one. Now look at the first question. The first question says, how well are you prepared to examine yourself? So the isolation time is a period to first examine yourself. What do you examine? Your area of strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, so that you can do the needful. It's a time for critical assessment. So the first key issue is examine. And that can take you hours, if not days, so that you know where to balance your personal quotient as far as strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats is concerned. That is popularly referred to as the SWOT analysis. So how well are you prepared to take your SWOT? It is good and vital you note these answers down in another sheet of paper. Then the second thing that could get you engaged during the isolation period is how well you are prepared to explore. The first one is examine. The second one is explore. So what are you exploring? It is your capacity to dig deeper into yourself for your reserved abilities, competence, skills, and gift for personal objective assessment and new decisions you want to take. So very vital. Think through and say, how have I prepared to expand myself? Write down those areas you want to expand yourself so that you can see how prepared you are. Tick your number now from 1 to 10 in front of question 2. What do you think you merit? Then number 3, another thing that could critically engage you during isolation period is exercise. Spiritual exercise, mental, emotional, and physical exercises to keep body and soul fit during the period of self-isolation or quarantine. So 1, examine. 2, explore. 3, expand. And then 4, exercises. Very vital. So that you can deal with excess fat, build spiritual stamina, dedicate yourself to reading some certain stuff, and do aerobics. When you put all these things together, wow, you are sounding better and brighter during isolation. Then the 4th thing you can engage yourself productively during isolation is exterminate. What do you exterminate? Particles of fear, panic, boredom, stress, depression, and other emotional imbalances. It's a time to sit yourself down and say, no, I can't be stressed. I won't be bored. I will create activities around myself and my family at this moment. Deal with that fear and panic. It's not part of your composition. Deal with it. So you exterminate. That can take you a day or half a day to do, and then you can sound better and brighter. Then the next thing is excel. What do you do in excelling? You perfect every weakness and inadequacies and build up more strength. You see where you are weak and you take cogent decision to turn those weaknesses to strength. That's, you are looking and working your way through to excellence. You look at your work days and work moments and see what you have done right and what you have not done right, and see how you can correct some things there so that you can excel. And then the next thing you need to do during the isolation period productively is to express. You express yourself, your values, your flows, your internal worth, your personal resources and resourcefulness. You connect with your flow within joyfully and fine-tune it for fullness. What are the things that gives you your tick? You look at them and see how better you can express yourself. Do it when you are alone. Do it around your family. Call people and express yourself. When you don't find expression, of course, is a direct application letter to depression. So please express your mind, express your heart, express your feeling, express your love, express your tenderness, express your kindness. COVID-19 isolation period is a time for personal expression and family expression. And then the next one, number 8, is excite. What are the things that excite you? Excite others around you. What are the things that will make you radiant, happy, and make other people happy around you? As to catching fun, what are the varieties you want to create? Very vital. Create the excitement there. So number 8 is excitement. Don't create any dull moment around you. No. Lighten up your space and create excitement everywhere. Among your children, your family, your relations. Call people and excite them. Do exciting things, activities around where you live, while you keep to the rule of social distance. Of course, as you wash your hand with alcohol-based sanitizer and keep every other protocol so as to abscond from COVID-19. And then the number 9 is explore. New ideas, initiatives, creativity, learning, new habits and attributes. Explore into yourself. Explore into your relationship, horizontally and vertically. And last but not the least is extol. What areas will you want to be thankful and grateful to God and man? Extol those virtues. God at all times. So that after COVID-19 you can come up so radiant and blossoming. So these are the 10 things you can engage yourself productively during isolation, so that the negative side will never have its course around you and your family. And by way of summary, look at the 10. Number 1, examine. 2, explore. 3, expand. 4, exercise. 5, exterminate. 6, excel. 7, express. 8, excite. 9, expose. Expose yourself to new ideas. And then 10, extol. So count the number of your ticks on that sheet of paper. Make sure it is 10. So how do you calculate your percentage preparedness? Multiply the number of ticks in each of the column with the column number on top, and write down the answer in the category score. Down, that black box at the end of each column is your category score. So just multiply how many times you tick yourself in each of the column with the column number and write the answer down. Step number 2, ensure that you cross-check all your ticks and make sure they are all 10 in number without you ticking twice on each question. So what do you do to arrive at your percentage preparedness? Sum up all the answers in the category box, and as you sum them up, that is your total percentage preparedness during isolation. That will show you the level of productivity you are prepared to harness. Don't let it bother you whatever you score. That is why we are there as the behavioral hub, to receive your assessment and to tell you where you need to cross your T and dot your I, so that you can make full advantage, productive advantage of this isolation period. If your percentage score is 42, as an example, it means you are 42% prepared to be productive and 58% not prepared. So what do? Don't let it bother you. Snap the assessment to us on our dedicated WhatsApp number, giving us 08035999220 or to james1kom@gmail.com. We'll process it for you, and you will receive 25 interpretation and critical intervention to help you cope and be productive during the isolation period. Because you know what? With just a token charge, we'll write 25 issues of how and where you need to brace up, through 4 analysis. Structural deviation will show us the distance between your original person and your deviation during the isolation period, even when you have not gone into it. 2, we'll check you up by trend analysis, your capacity for exposure to coping mechanism, whether at high or low level, will be seen. We also check you through the root cause analysis to see where you are not getting prepared and why, and how to get prepared. We also check you by point blank analysis to say, see, you need to brace up here, minimize this and that. Ignorance is not an excuse. Please don't pay the bills of ignorance during isolation, because depression, hypertension, and other symptoms of the negative side are much more expensive than the positive side. Invest into your holistic life. Down the assessment at the 6th cluster. When you score 0 to 39, it means you are in apprehension group, meaning you are fearful and you are afraid. And so many things could happen to the negative. Please snap it immediately to us and let's get you treated so that your confidence level can be boosted and you can come up sharper and quickly. Snap it to us and make a call through so that you can be treated without drugs, of course, and you can bounce back. If you score 40 to 50, you are needing observation. So meaning you are just saying, well, let's see what holds. Let's see our faith. And you just enter into isolation and just believing that things will change even when you are not ready to change. No, please don't do that. You are in observation group to say, let's see how it goes. Snap it immediately because you are not prepared as well. If you score 51 to 60, that's comprehension group. That is an average group. You are a bit prepared, but still largely not knowing so many things. Very vital. Send your assessment by WhatsApp. If you score 61 to 70, you are in active preparation based on informed knowledge and applied information. So it means you understand so many things and are ready to hit the ground running and